Haley's Show and Authors Corner with our host, Frank Fiore. Frank, how are you? We're with Paul Hollis as well. Frank, I know you're excited about talk to George again as we're getting closer and closer to the big event, aren't we, Frank?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
All right. So our guest today is George Dismukes. George, you're so excited about the event. More news on authors. Let us know what's happening.
Well, I tell you what, as we get into Snowball, we've only got a few spaces left. We've got some really great authors, some of them that are multi-award winners that are on board now, and we have diversity. We have everything from children's books to adventure to science fiction. I'm very excited about it, and so is everybody else that's involved.
Well, I think it's fantastic, George, because it's something that is an amazing thing, isn't it? You know, with being able to help authors promote their books.
That's what this is all about. It's not necessarily I'm not going to make any money off of it at all, except for the books I sell. That's not what it's about. What it's about is we need to help authors as much as we can. We're all in this together, and we promote each other. We give a chance for the authors to network, and the response has been great. We got authors coming in from as far away as Indiana, so I'm very happy about that.
It's fantastic, George, for sure. Frank, what other questions do you have so far about the event?
Sorry.
No, we don't have any questions on that one, Frank. This is just George. Remember to remind you, Frank.
Having that author event. That's good.
Yeah.
So you say you're growing it pretty well. You got
yeah. We've only got a few spaces left. If I can hold it still enough, I'm gonna put up a graphic if people can see it. This will be where to contact me.
Yep.
Okay.
And the best way to get hold of me is the phone number 281-229-0775.
All right. Well, fantastic. That's the visual we need for sure. And as we were hearing from our good friend, Bill Nelson, that his book takes place, Blood and Fire, at the restaurant in that area is where the setting of his book is. For fans of Blood and Fire, it continues to grow. It's got to be cool, right? That one of your authors wrote the storyline right where you're going to be having the signing it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is, and he will be there at the signing. So everybody that comes gets to meet him. He's a brand new author, but a good one, and we look forward to more books from him. So,
absolutely,
I'm sure there will be. And yeah, they're based here in San Leon, which is a little peninsula that sticks out in the water. In a way, we're kind of the Mayberry of Texas. So we're very proud of our community, and for somebody to write about it in a book, and I've done it myself, is a good thing.
Absolutely. All right, Paul, do you have any questions? He's on mute. Okay, we'll just wait. See, we're live. Okay, go, Paul. Yeah, Paul's having internet trouble. What's up with? Is it because of the eclipse, Paul? Are people concerned where you're at about the eclipse? Is everyone here? Because is this going to be the place where to see the eclipse, Paul? Right outside your backyard.
Yeah, I'm actually in the totality part, but it's probably going to be cloudy as usual. But yeah, I don't know if it's that or witches or monsters or what, But
no, I honestly believe it's the eclipse thing. And there was an earthquake in Philadelphia. If you guys didn't hear that, it just happened. Philadelphia, New York, and New Jersey. There was an earthquake about 2 hours ago.
4.6 or something.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, Paul, that's it. Everyone is like right near your house setting up for the eclipse. And maybe the internet is being shared with too many people right now.
It could be, yeah. I'm not expecting a big blowout here, but it could.
I think you're going to no big events right there. Paul Hollis's eclipse event.
Right.
Should have known that. Should have thought about it. Now, George, I think that what author are you most excited to meet at this event?
Oh my goodness, that would be an impossible question to answer because I'm equally excited about them all. We have a multi-award-winning children's book author that's got to be here, Denise Ditto, uh, and her brother John Ditto. I can't be preferential because I'm equally proud and excited to see all of them. So I don't want to try to pick one out, more than the others. I don't want to take a chance on getting beat up,
Oh, come on. So what, tell us some of the backgrounds of some of the stories. I know yours is The Jungle. Bill Nelson's The Water. What other stories?
Well, we have some fantasy authors that do the space thing, like 2001 and all of that. So, like I say, we have a good rounded version of authors, good rounded selection. We have one woman that's coming who is presenting her autobiography. She worked at NASA for a long time. So it's not just, the comment, I cooked steak on Friday. She worked at NASA and she worked with some of the very famous people that were there, including an old friend of mine that's not there any longer named John Llewellyn. And he's sort of a legend at NASA. And so we're very excited to have her. We have a girl named Maria coming, and this is her very first book. So, it's everything from first-time authors to authors that have 20 and 30 books. So everybody is coming in and excited about this thing. It's very hard to point one out more than the other.
Okay. Frank, any other thoughts?
You already asked him about the favorite authors, but did you see the breakdown yet on the type of books, the genres, any particular ones, maybe the top 5 or the top 3 being represented?
I think the top 5 are going to be fiction, various forms of fiction. We even have a ghost story or two that's going to be in there. So, and then of course we have Bill Nelson with his brand new book that's fiction, but a lot of the fiction is based on real locations. I do that also. I've got a book or two that mentions San Leon, but so it's going to be the fiction genre. We do have one author that's coming in that is an instructional author. He writes about how to organize your store if you run a convenience store. So we got the full gamut, all the way from one end to the hell. We're a bookstore out there on the concrete for a few hours.
Yeah, an independent bookstore where you're supporting independent authors.
Yes.
And
exactly.
George, what would you say is with independent authors? Do you guys need to form a union at one point, or look at things like, I think that finally independent music is finally, broken free from a lot of the big labels, and they're starting to really build some momentum. How can independent authors build more momentum?
Well, that's an interesting question, Neil. Whether they can form a coalition or not is something that to be looked at. We need to be able to do something to improve marketing. In the old days, marketing was done by all of the big New York publishers, but today that's not the case at all. And when you write a book, the next thing that you need to do is figure out what to do with it. So that's where authors need to help each other, with marketing ideas, and here's what I did, and here's what I did, and try to keep the industry on the top shelf. Because these days, unfortunately, there's a lot of distractions. A lot of people get their literature from their phones, and so getting your literature from your phones is rather limiting.
No, yeah, it's very small too.
Very small.
Your literature from your phone.
Yeah.
And where do you think, what are your thoughts on this whole, everyone trying to pitch people to write their whole book in AI, have AI edit your book? I was listening to this and I was literally saying, I read an article on this. This is not going to go well for authors that decide just to do that. Write it all in AI, edit it in AI, and then publish it. it's at one point going to come back to backfire because there's not enough creativity that real authors do.
Well, I'm not a proponent of AI at all. And that's funny that I should say that, because we have one author that has written a book about AI, and he'll be there. His name is Bill Scott, but I wouldn't use it myself, and so therefore it'd be kind of hard for me to say anything positive about it for anybody else to me. If you use AI, you're not really an author. You're letting the machine do your work for you. And part of the art, the creativity is in your own mind. All of it is. So you might need to hire an editor. A lot of people do that. I do that. But an editor and AI are two different horses. Okay.
No, so and I would agree with you, but I also would say to you that when fiction writers will never be replaced by AI. Nonfiction, I think they will. Fiction, they won't. Because fiction really goes to the creativity of each individual person, how they were able to develop and create characters out of nothingness and be able to take personal experiences. Nonfiction writers, absolutely, you can take a lot of ideas, put something together, and have a very good how-to book and never, ever have to write a single thing. That's my take.
I want to tell you something, that even talking about that is just plain scary to me.
Well, you have to watch Singularity. You got to read my new client's book coming out. He'll be coming out very soon with it, and it's called Singularity. It's going to be very interesting, and it's scary at the same time. It'll soon be available on Amazon. Can't even say the author's name till he gets approved by his company, but Singularity. Check it out soon. And if no one's defined Singularity, and Frank Fiore's Cyberkill talks about Singularity, it's a scary thing. Appreciate it, George. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back, and the Author's Corner.